Yeah, we're like triple filming today, and I'm not even going to change my shirt because that takes effort with the brace. Hi, everyone, and welcome to my booktube channel. I'm C1, and I love to read. Today, I'm going to be doing a book unhaul video. I am probably going to be moving in the fall, and I want to get a head start on some books that I don't really want to lug with me across cities. So without further ado, we're going to start with our first one, which is Grave Maidens by Kelly Kuhn. This one was like on my 24 books to read in 2024, I think, video, because it's been sitting on my shelf for ages. And I tried to read it in January and I tried to read it in February. And it just, every time I pick it up, I'm just like, ugh. And it sounds really interesting. It's about every time a monarch dies, some girls are chosen to be sacrificed with him, and the main character's sister is chosen, and the sister sees it as an honor, and the MC sees it as a murder. And so it's about her trying to save her sister from this fate. And it sounds really interesting, but I don't know why, I just can't get into it. Every time I pick it up, I'm just like glazing over. So I don't think I'm ever actually going to read this book. Therefore, it will go to someone who will. My next book is actually a Spanish copy of Twisted Love by Ana Huang. And if you watched the February reading wrap up that I just filmed, you know that I didn't love this book. I got this because I wanted to practice my Spanish, and the way I've been practicing my French is I've been reading Perks of Being a Wallflower in French, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot of new words from it, so I was like, I'll do the same thing in Spanish. I'll pick a book I've read in English and read a translation of it. Unfortunately, as I was reading this in Spanish, I got through like the first chapter, and I realized that this is not a book that I care to reread in any language. So into the pile it goes. Next up, we have Paper Towns by John Green. I did read this one. I was like halfway through, and then I bought the ebook version because I didn't love it. I don't love John Green's writing, but I like him as a person, so I read all his work, but I can't get into his writing style. So I'm not going to reread this. I believe I got this secondhand myself, so it's going to go back to the secondhand shop and will be purchased by someone who will love it. Next up is I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak. I really, really wanted to love this book because I loved The Book Thief, also by Zusak. But I found this so hard to get through. I did not care. And I finished it because I kept wanting to like it and telling myself, like, you're going to like it now. You're going to start liking it soon. You're going to like it soon. And I just never did. Next is a book I bought from an independent bookstore. It's Eucalyptus by Murray Bale. And I read about 20 pages of this and then DNF'd because it was just so, it's just so slow, and the writing doesn't captivate me at all. And I mean, 20 pages in, I was like, I have no idea what this is about except what the back cover tells me. I don't know who these characters are, and I don't know why I should care. So I really wanted to like this because it's a modern fairy tale. It's about a man who owns a eucalyptus farm, and he promises to wed his daughter to the first person who can name every species of eucalyptus in the farm. And that's intriguing to me. And I love fairy tales, but I just didn't love this. Next up is Lizzie and Jane by Catherine Ray. This book is really cute. I believe I rated it 4 stars when I read it. It's been a long time since I read it. I actually read it on audiobook, but I have a physical copy that I got, again, secondhand, I believe. And it's about these 2 girls named Lizzie and Jane and their family. And if you're thinking Jane Austen, yes, they are named after the sisters in Pride and Prejudice. And this is a really cute book. Jane gets sick. Lizzie comes to take care of her. Lizzie is a chef. and she devotes herself to her sister's care, maybe has a thing with a guy. And it was really sweet. I just don't think I'll ever read it again. And I really only want to keep books that have either sentimental value to me or that I'm going to reread. So this one goes in the pile. My next book is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. And don't come for me. I love V.E. Schwab. And I loved this book. It's just that, again, I only want to keep books that I think I'm going to reread. And I have other V.E. Schwab books that I like more. So that's the only reason I'm giving this one away. Next is another book I bought from a little indie bookstore. It's called Listen for Water by Mary Beswick Arthur. This one I read and I enjoyed it, but it was quite slow. It's about this mother and daughter who end up stranded in a forest, and that's most of the book, is them being stranded in the forest. And it's just kind of slow and boring, even though there is quite a bit of character growth throughout this journey that they go on. I just found it really like not a compelling read. So into the pile it goes. Next is Jane Urquhart's Sanctuary line. Now, I love Jane Urquhart's short stories, but I've tried to read this one several times and I can't get into it. I don't know why. It's about a woman who like studies the migratory patterns of monarch butterflies, and it should be really interesting, but I cannot get into it. So I think this one, it's time to let this one go. Next is Charming as a Verb by Ben Phillip. I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really fun. It made me shed a few tears. It made me laugh. I thought it was really sweet. The ending made me gasp. And I rated it 3.5 stars. But again, I don't think I'm going to reread it. And I only want to keep books that I love so much I'm going to reread someday. So hopefully it will become someone else's absolute favorite thing. Next is Henry James's Portrait of a Lady. This one is another one I got secondhand, and I just can't get into it. I love classics, but not this one. That's all I'm going to say. And my last book is Robin Rose, A List of Cages. This is about a boy with ADHD and his foster brother, who he hasn't actually seen in like 5 years. And it was good, but not really memorable. It was the writing style, like it's very much a YA book. It was okay. It was a good read. So again, I'm going to send that one off to someone who will love it much more than I do. That is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all the books that I'm unhauling. I don't think I'm not getting rid of any books that I hate. I don't have any books that I hate. Just books that weren't my favorite, books I couldn't get into, and books that I liked but probably won't read again. So I don't have any fun, tea to spill. There's no snark. So I know this was probably kind of boring, but yeah, that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're new, and thanks for sticking with me if you're old, and I will see you again soon. Bye.